Yeah, good morning, everyone. So, last session, we started discussing about statements, right? How do we work with the statements? So, in the statements, different types of statements. First, we started learning about selection statements in JavaScript. Selection statements, what is the purpose of selection statement is generally selection statements are used in decision making. Generally selection statements are called as decision making statements. What are the keywords? If, else, switch, case, default, break, all these comes under selection statement. So not break, default, these are. Now, what is the purpose of these? One by one we will see. Already one I told you. So if select, in that 4 types are there. One is forward jump. Another one is a simple decision. Another one is multi-level. Another one is multiple. These are the options. Forward jump, already I give an example. Forward jump means what? Forward jump means there will be a condition without any alternative. Alternative means without any else. Only when conditions satisfied, it will continue. There is no else. That is actually forward jump. Already we discussed with one example. So second important, we have simple decision. Simple decision means actually, so it defines statements to execute one set of statements to execute when condition is true, and another set when condition is false. That is simple decision. No need to explain, so many examples we already done. How we done? So syntactically, how we define? If we have to write a condition, and when condition true, what statement, and condition false, what statement. This already we done. This also we discussed. So what is problem in a simple decision and how to handle it? Actually, let's see our project. So we have to handle multiple yeah. This card verification all we have done by using forward jump approach. We designed forward jump approach. So simple decision means, let's take one example. I'm adding a simple decision. HTML. In this simple decision, I will create a simple field set with a legend. So user login. Here we will keep user ID, data term, user name, and input type is equal to text, ID as username, and another is password, and data definition, input type is equal to text, and ID is equal to password. Okay, we will give input type as password. Now we will put a button, so login. When user clicks login, it must verify user ID and password, username and password. So we will write a simple logic. Actually, so for login button, on click, so login click. Okay, here we will put a simple heading. For heading ID, we will give as MSG. Let's align, so center. Now I am defining a simple script here. In the script, we have user details. It is an object. In that we have username, some John underscore NIT. Password, some John @123. Now, when user, this is basic detail we are having. Now, when user clicks login function, login click. On login click, we have to first collect username. Document get element by ID, username dot value. That is text box. Then password. Document get element by ID, password dot value. That is password. We need to verify whether this username password is matching with user details. Here generally we can verify if username, user details dot username is matching, means triple equal, matching with username you entered in text box. Password also should match. Then we are writing double ampersand and this is not good. It will verify, but it is not good. Why it is not good? Let's see. User details dot password is equal to password. If username and password are matching, then document dot write, we will say login success. Otherwise, else we will say document get element by ID, that is MSG dot inner HTML is we will say invalid username or password. Now what is not good in this logic? As much as possible, don't try to compare all in one line. So as much as possible, don't compare all in one line. You compare all in one line if all invalid have to show same message. Because here what is problem? I entered username. So some username, some password. Now I click login. It will say invalid username or password. Now the question is username invalid or password invalid? That is not clear. That means you designed, so you know what is username, what is password. But generally this data comes from database. When it comes from database, whether username have problem or password have problem, it is not clear. So don't try to compare all conditions in one line. If you try to compare all conditions in one line, all have to show only same message. Then there is no clarity. So what we do is we can use, so instead of simple decision, we can use multi-level decisions. We can use multi-level decisions. Multi-level decision means, that means what happens is every condition, every if block, every if block checks only one condition. Every if block checks only one condition. So you can add conditions in multi-level hierarchy. That means what we do is we write like this. First, if condition, like this we will write in syntax. If condition is true, if condition is not true, then what we have to do? Else. If condition is true, then again we check condition. This is second condition. If this condition is false, then what to happen? That is defined by using else. Like this we write. That means if first condition is not satisfied, then this message will come. If second condition is not satisfied, then this message will come. Here also important is what? Here also important is if first condition is satisfied, then only it will go to second. That is good. That means why you are verifying password if user ID is not correct. That means first verify user ID. After user ID is correct, then only verify password. That is good. So we can add that now like this. So this is not good idea. So we will remove this. Okay. We will collect that MSG also. MSG document dot get element by ID MSG. So we will write if username user details dot username is matching with username. If it is matching with username, okay. If not matching, else. If not matching, then MSG dot inner HTML. What is invalid? Username. So we will just put invalid username. That looks better. Then I will keep font color as red like this. Okay. So this is okay. Second here, inside this, we will add another condition. If user details dot user password is matching, we can use triple equal, better always. So password is matching with password. What should happen? Document dot write. So login success. That means username also correct, password also correct. If password is not correct, else. If password is not correct, then what should happen? So that means we have to put MSG dot inner HTML. This is invalid password. That looks better. Font color red. That means now we have a clean message. Generally, many times people ask why we are not writing in one line, checking all conditions. If you check all conditions in one line, then message is only same. Means message is only one. same message we have to display for all errors. Then it is confusion for user. Which error it is? Is it username? Is it password? Now it is very clear. See, first, you can add any conditions like this. For example, suppose if username is not entered, then I should display, please enter username. So then it should verify. So all this if condition should work if username is entered. Then we will remove this if. I will write one more if. If user details dot username, what is it? Username. Username means text box. If text box is equal to empty. If it is empty, then what should happen? Then msg.inner HTML, it should display, please enter user name. That's the option. Else, if username is not empty, then this all should happen. Understood? That means this is multi-level. Like this, you can add many conditions. So see now, I click on login. It says, please enter username. So I am entering the username. Suppose I am not entering username. I entered only password, John, and login. It says, please enter username first. So it is not going to verify password until you enter username. Suppose I entered username. Now it will show message, invalid username. That looks better. So you have to enter correct username. Then it will verify invalid password. Now the password is correct. So say John@123. Now login will say login success. So if username is not entered, it shows invalid. Please enter. If username is wrong, then it will display invalid username. When username is correct, then password also you can check empty if you want. So if password is wrong, that means here we are giving password is wrong. Then again, what we can do @123. Now it is fine. This is multi-level conditions. What is advantage of multi-level conditions is we can clearly verify every issue and report the problem related to issue. Actually, we can check all this in one line. But when you check all in one line, there is only one message to show. If you want different messages, then you have to use this hierarchy. This is called multi-level decisions, right? An example I will upload here. This is example. Copy. This is example for multi-level. So this is for multi-level decisions. Now we have another important approach, that is multiple. Remember, multi-level decisions are also called as nested. People also call it as nested, or sometimes in college, school level, they will tell you ladder if, right? So all these are nested conditions. Means ladder means level by level checking, one after another, gradually coming down or gradually going up. That is called ladder if. That is multi-level conditions. Now, what is multiple decision? Multiple decision means actually, so it is used for multiple choices. So if we have to provide multiple choices for handling any specific task, specific task, then we need multiple decisions. That is important. I will give you this example easy. Multiple choices means generally in some websites they will ask you to log in. For login they will give you two choices, like you can use email or mobile, right? Or if you are recovering password, recovering username, they will give you choice. Do you want to send me SMS, or do you want to send me email, or do you want to send both? Then user have a choice. If he selected mobile, then SMS will come. He selected email, then email will come. So multiple decision means for doing one task there are several choices. With any choice they can log in. With any choice they can use. But important is which one they have used. That we need to identify, and based on that we need to proceed. That means they entered mobile, then mobile related functionality should manage. They entered email, email related functionality should manage. Let's take a real world example and design for that. The best real world example for this is Amazon login. You see, in Amazon, the login screen actually let's open this Amazon sign in page. In Amazon sign in, they have two options here. One is, you can see they have option here. Yeah, you have Amazon login page. They have email or mobile. So that is choice. In that case, in the background logic should be how? If they entered email, it should verify with email. They will enter mobile phone number, then they should verify with mobile. So they should verify according to email or mobile. Anyone can log in. Now we have to identify which one they use it to log in, whether they use it email or mobile. So these are called choices. That means to do one, there are several options. So let's create this and see. So I will, I have to use Bootstrap for this now. Let's create a one simple screen. Amazon login. Let's design Amazon login screen and see. So here we have a simple Bootstrap link relation style sheet and href node modules, Bootstrap dist CSS, bootstrap.css. I'm not using any icons, just Bootstrap is enough. Class container fluid, and let's keep a div here. Class deflex, justify content center, align items center, items center, and let's keep the style height 500 pixels. Okay, let's run this and see a container inside. So you can see, let's design the login page. So heading, sign in. Okay. That is the page, sign in. Okay. Heading 1, fine. And below they have, yeah. So we have a label. So this is email or mobile phone number. So class form label. And below this, we will keep text box. Text class as form control. Okay. And this is one option defined. Okay. ID as LBL, TXT ID. TXT ID. Okay. Actually, here this is having continue. So div. So class margin top 2 and button BTN warning and W100 continue. Actual this entire label and all, this label and 2 divs, this we will keep in a div, and this is actually, yeah, ID as a username container. This is email container. Yeah, user container. Okay, user container. That is user container. So let's put a class border 2, padding 3, like this. Now this is the design that we have. This is the design we are having. Let's keep this as W50. So it will be size 25. Or style width as some 40%. That is fine. Okay, 30%. That is fine. Now this is email, mobile phone number. Now after entering email and mobile phone number, click OK. Continue. Then it should ask for password. That means if email, phone number, both are correct, any one of it is correct, then it should ask for password. Otherwise, an error must come below. We will put a simple div below and ID as email error. Okay. Or say user error. User error. There we have to display some error message. So this is one option. So there is another container. So let's design another container. This container is called password container. This is password container. In password container, we are giving here, so password. Okay. So your password. So this is password container, and here I given as password txt password pwd and password error, and here we will say login after entering. Now this is password container also, but password container should not display. So style display as a none. So it will not show. It will display only when email or mobile number is correct. That is what we have to do. So here choice is they can log in with email or mobile. So let's write the logic now. So we are creating a simple script element. In that, user details is equal to, it's an object. User details contains email, some john@gmail.com, that is email. It have mobile. Mobile is having some 987654321, that is mobile. And it is also having password. Password is john@123. Later we will connect with the database in the backend. With the database, we can get the data, registration, everything we can do. Initially, this is user details. First, what is the logic is, we have to write on continue click. So on click is continue click. Continue click is the function. Let's write continue click here. So function continue click, continue click. Continue click, what we have to do is, we have to verify all the details now. But first we need to verify only email and mobile. Remember, email can match, mobile can match. So we will first collect what ID they entered, where ID, user ID is equal to document get element by ID txt ID dot value. This user ID can be email or it can be mobile. Then I am declaring a flag. It is empty string. This flag is to keep information about which one they used for login. Is it email or is it mobile? The flag is to keep information about choice, which choice they use. So we will write here condition. If user ID is matching with what? User details dot email. Then what is the flag? Flag is equal to, so you logged in with email. So we sent some message. We sent a mail to your account. So we sent a mail, we sent a link, we sent activation link to your account. That's what we are defining. Now else, not else actually. Why? Because else means it can be invalid email also, invalid user ID. So there is another choice. Then we have to write else if again. This is second choice. What is else if? If password is matching. So user ID. So is matching with what? So if user ID is matching with user details dot mobile, user can log in with email or mobile. That is the first thing we are checking. So that means either first one or second one. Then what is the flag? Flag should be you logged in with mobile. So we sent SMS. So activation SMS to your mobile. And of course, we can put this in a binding expression. We can keep this in a binding expression here. what is advantage of that is we can even tell which email it is to your account instead of account. So we will use user ID here to your mobile. So, and here we will give user ID. User ID. So we are binding with that, right? That is what we are defining. So this is multiple choice. If email is matching, one flag. If email is not matching, then is it matching with mobile? Another choice. If it is not matching with both, then what should happen? Else we have to just keep document get element by ID. Get element by ID. What we have to do? So user error na? User error dot inner HTML is equal to invalid email or mobile. That's what we have to do. Email or mobile, you have to define that. Now, very important is if username is matching or password is mobile is matching, then we will put that container, user container is how to access document get element by ID, user container. That is one div. Another one, password container. Password container document dot get element by ID. What is it? Password container. Password container. It will display. Now see what should happen if email is matching. Then user container dot style dot display. It should be none. And password container dot style dot display should be block. That means if this also same, mobile is matching, then also same. If invalid, then it will be default this one. Now you can observe here, this is the block to display. Now see, I am asking user ID or mobile. Some username is wrong. Then it says invalid mobile. Here we will just reasonably keep, what is it? Yeah, class as text danger. Here also I am keeping class as text danger. Now you can see I entered some mobile number wrong or anything, then invalid email or mobile. Suppose I entered mobile number correct, then what we will do here? So we will just put, so 98765432110. Then click on continue. Then it will ask password. So if username is correct, then only it will ask for password. Now we need to verify password. So password verification must be done when user clicks on login. That means for login, we have to write on click. That is login click. On login click, we have to write the function again here. I will keep this flag global now, because we have to access in login user ID for password. So we are writing another function. What is it? So login click. On login click, we have to collect the password. Document get element by ID txt pwd dot value. We have to verify if password is matching with user details dot password. Then we will display the flag message. That means document dot write. We will print the flag. So we will print the flag. In the flag, whether password mobile is used or email is used, that message will be stored. So it is going to store whether it is mobile or it is email. Right now, else what should happen? Document get element by id. What is it? Password error dot inner html. We will say invalid password. Invalid password. That's the message. So let's see here. First we have to enter email. Suppose I am using john@gmail and continue invalid email because it is gmail.com. Okay, then phone number, then password. Password is something wrong, then it says invalid password. Password is correct, like john@123. Then it shows the message, you logged in with email. We sent activation link to email because we used email. Suppose we are logging with mobile number now. Suppose we are logging with mobile. Document.write I will use for displaying large message. I will just put here in a heading. So in a heading, I will keep the heading close. That will be better so that you can see. Now I entered mobile number 1. So wrong mobile number, invalid. Mobile number is correct. Then password. Wrong password, invalid. Password also correct. That means john@123. Then it will display, we sent an SMS to your mobile. So this message is changing. We have two choice. They can use email. They can use mobile. We call this as what? Multiple syntactically how? If condition 1 and here statements on condition 1 true, else if condition 2, here statements on condition 2 true. Then we have to define else, then statements on all conditions false. If all conditions are false, then it will go to else. That is generally how it manages. This is called multiple decisions. Multi-level and multiple decision, how to handle them. So example is this. This is an example for multiple decisions. We'll copy this. Right. So this is multiple decisions related example. How to handle that. So these are all selection related options. If select. Forward jump means only if, no else. Generally, technically, you should know that we call as if and else is not statement. If and else clause. You should call if and else clause. You should not say if and else statement, because else is not a statement. If is only statement. If a statement, else clause. You should not say if and else statement, because else is not a statement, it is a clause. Clause is an alternative for condition. So many times you people may have an habit of using if and else statement word, right? It is if and else clause. Now in this multiple conditions, we have problem. In this multiple choices, one biggest problem is that. What is the problem in multiple choices is, see, let's identify the problem. This we implemented just what they have given to us, right? Means in Amazon sign-in, how it is there, we designed it. Now, multiple choices, one problem is the problem I will show you. See. So here, multiple. Okay, so I am writing a script. Here we are writing a simple logic. We are writing a function f1, and let's call the function f1. In that, where x equal to some 1, we are writing condition. If x equal to 1, that means x is matching with 1, then we will print document.write 1. Else if x equal to 2, then document.write we will print 2. Again else if, so x equal to 3, x equal to 3, document.write 3. Like this we have multiple conditions, means multiple choices. So else if x equal to 4, then document.write we have 4. If not, else document.write. So please enter 1 to 4, like this. Now see what happens in this here. Suppose let's run this. It is printing 1. That is fine. Let's right click and go to inspect. In inspect, what you have to do is go to the category called application sources or sources. In the sources, you see this is your file, multiple HTML file. Double click on that file. You will see the script will open here. That is the script. Now observe carefully in this actually. In this script, line numbers are present. In that line numbers are there. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. If condition starting with 4 number line, so click on line number 4, then it will put a breakpoint here. This is called breakpoint. Breakpoint, you can see breakpoint is at line number 4. Breakpoint means execution will stop there. Execution will stop there. And from there, it will level by level, one by one, it will verify and show us. As a developer, we can track each and every point from there. So that is, we can define from here. Okay. So this is x equal to 1. Breakpoint we kept here. Okay. Now observe carefully here. Let's make some change in the code. I will change x as x value as 4. I am changing x value as 4. Okay, save. Now once refresh this code. Once refresh. When I refresh, you can see output is currently empty. Output is empty and it is stopping here. That means it will stop here. At line number 4, it will stop. And it is showing now. Observe, it says that x value is how much? 4. It is comparing with 1. That means it is checking the first condition. Okay. After checking first condition, you click this button. This is next step. click that button. Next step, it will check second condition. Is it is matching with 2. That means it is checking the first condition. After that, it is checking the second. Okay, click next again. Second condition is also not matching because x is 4 and value is 2. Next condition. Next, it is checking third condition. Third condition also not matching. So let's click on next. So it is checking fourth condition. The fourth condition is matching. X is 4 and the value is 4. Now it will enter into that statement. That means this is the statement. After that, it will print that statement. You see 4 is printed left side. After that, it is finished. Now, once it is finished, now you can simply click this button. You can click that button. So that button is nothing but it will finish. Right? That means what you observed here is I am writing 4 conditions. It is matching with 4th. It is not directly checking 4th. It is checking all 3. If there are 20 conditions, it will check all 20 conditions until it is satisfied. Suppose if it is I given 2, it will check 1 and 2. After 2, will it check 3 and 4? No. Because what is matching, it will print and stop. But if it is not matching, until matching, it will check all. So there are 30 conditions you written, 28th one matching, 28 times it has to check. This is burden for compiler. Because unnecessarily it is checking all the conditions which are not necessary. So that is the reason writing multiple conditions will be a problem if there are many choices. If there are many choices, then better go with the switch. If there are many choices, then better go with the switch. So what is issue? So the question is, what is issue with multiple conditions? Multiple conditions. The answer is, so it have to check. That means condition. That means logic requires all conditions to check before the true statement. It requires all conditions to check before the true statement. So that will be, it is burden for compiler. So it makes the process slow. That is the problem. Then what is the solution? The solution is we can go with the switch. Actually, what is the meaning of a switch? Switch. In electronics, because see, in computer programming, everything is electronic terminology. All the terms are electronic terms because you are dealing with an electronic device. You are programming an electronic device. So these are all electronic terms actually. Generally, switch is nothing but a switch. A switch in electronics is used to control the flow of electrons. That is the definition of switch. A switch in electronics is used to control the flow of electrons. It is used to control the flow of electrons. Actually, in general, there are various types of switches. There are various types of switches. We have like push button switch. We have like toggle switch. We have like joystick switch. So we have like selector switch. So many types of switches are there. This is an electronic term. So you people coming from any electronics background, you may know that actually types of switches. So these are all different types of switches in electronics. Actually, yeah. Hello, cookies, right. These are all different types of switches. You can see, I will give you some diagrams. Electronics, yeah. These are all different types of switches in electronics. There are various types of switches available. These are all different flows, combination actually. So technically, switch is used to control the flow of electronics. Actually, I will tell you what is this generally. Suppose push button switch means actual push button switch is nothing but, suppose I will show. Usually push button switch, how it looks like, toggle switch, how it looks like. Suppose, yeah, I'll take this larger one. Suppose you see a switch, usually this is a device, yeah. Actually, there will be like this. Generally, what happens is toggle switch, push button switches will be there. Actually, push button switch means what happens is in push button switch generally. So when you press down, then the flow of electrons will continue from left to right. After that, when you release, it will stop. That means until you hold down, it will flow. Release, it will stop. Calling bell is an example for push button. Calling bell, you hold down, it will ring. Release, it will stop. Those are called as push button switches. Toggle switch means what happens is, in toggle switch generally, it will be like this. Toggle switches will be like this. What happens is, in a toggle switch generally, when you push down, then what happens is, so it will generally it will go down like this. It will continue the flow. Again push, then it will come up. That means once push, it will go in, continuous. Again push, it will come up. So all your mobile on-off buttons, power on-off buttons, all are toggle switches. Laptop buttons, once press to on, again press to off. Those are toggle switches. All are toggle switches. Selector switch means, usually selector switch is nothing but, actually suppose we have two. Now selector switch is nothing but, you push down, it will select this one. You push up, it will select this one. That means out of these two, only one will be working. Out of these two, one will be working. That means when one is working, another one is not touched. This is called selector switch. In this selector switch, these are called, we call this as, those are called, this is, means we have two choices now. In that it can choose any one. This is called case 1. And this is case 2. case 1 and case 2. And this is called switch. And switch will select which case it's want. And only that case will execute without touching others. Only that case will execute without touching others. That is the switch. That means generally what happens now. So the same thing I will transform like this now. I am using switch. Into that I will pass X. If case is 1, then what should happen? Document dot write 1. After that break. If case 2, then what should happen? Document dot write. So 2. Then break. If case 3, what should happen? Document dot write. So 3. And break. And case 4. And here document dot write. So we have 4. And after that break. Default means if not matching with any case, document dot write. So please enter 1, 2, 4 like this and break. This is alternative. Now here actually suppose I given 1 or 4. Directly I given 4. Let's run this and see. I will refresh here. So that means I will run this and show. So this is a selector switch. And when I run this, you can see 4. Suppose I used here 1. That means it is printing as 1. Now let's inspect this and see here. Inspect, go to source, and breakpoint is kept here only, at switch breakpoint. Okay. Now let's go change the code to 4. And here refresh once. So here refresh. Now output is paused, empty. Now output is empty. Now see here, X value is 4. That means into the switch, it is 4. Now when I click next step, observe carefully. When I click the next step, the direct, it will get to go to case 4. It is not touching 1, 2, 3. Hope you observed that. If condition, what it is doing? Checking 1, checking 2, checking 3. But now it is simply directly going to 4. After going to 4, it will execute the 4, then finish. Then continue, then it is stop. This is more easy, more faster. So without this also we can manage. But switch is good because it is going to handle multiple decisions. So how the switch is used, I will give an example because in this lot of conditions are there. We will see some real-time example with that we'll see tomorrow, right? In tomorrow's session, we'll continue with that. Okay, right.